Hello and welcome to another episode of my brand new model railway series where I select random model trains from my collection and run them with different pieces of rolling stock. Throughout the series, I'll use unique modelling techniques and share personal stories of some of my favourite locomotives to bring everything to life that little bit more. In the first episode, the wheel threw out a couple of BR locomotives, including the DMU, along with my sound-fitted Eric Tracy and Battle of Britain 92 squadron. I also provided a more extensive explanation of how the series works if you wanted to find out more information. So I want to begin by saying thank you to everybody who watched, liked, commented on the very first episode of this new series I've created. Obviously, I wanted to create something fun, exciting, perhaps a little bit different to what you normally see in this industry on YouTube. And I was really happy with the engagement from all of you guys who watched the video. So thank you very much. And obviously it's an opportunity across the series to see all of my pieces of rolling stock and the locomotives in my collection, including some new ones that get added in along the way. And that is where I'm going to start today. We're going to add in the Hornby Deltic, newly acquired. If you haven't seen my actual unboxing of this last week, then please do check it out. I'll leave a link in the description for that video. But yeah, we're going to be adding this beast in to the wheel. And I know that's going to make a lot of diesel fans very happy who watch my content. So yeah, we've got the pinnacle of diesels in here now. Imagine if it comes out in this episode, its debut. That would be funny, wouldn't it? All right, let's get into it. We're going to spin for the first locomotive of today. I've got the spin the wheel on my laptop in front of me here. You will be able to see it on the screen. But let's spin the first one. Here we go. What's it going to come out as? Oh, it's going to be the Black 5. So we've had two Black 5s in 2 episodes now. This is my non-preserved example, which is in my home fleet. The only other LMS livery loco that I currently have. So I think I know exactly what I'm going to run with this model. Moving on to the second one. Okay, spinning again for model number 2. What's it going to be? I wonder if it's going to be a different region. It is! Oh, it was nearly the P2. Oh, that would have been awesome to have. But nevertheless, we've got 7823. That is Hook Norton Manor, so a GWR locomotive in BR lined black. So, and I have actually recently sorted this model out, so it runs okay on my layout for this year now. So yeah, really excited to see that. The third locomotive is about to be spun for. Oh, do you know, I really hope we get some kind of express passenger locomotive. Is that? Yes, that is the P2. Oh my God, I cannot believe that that has popped out today. And I've recently converted this to sound as well. So we're going to have an LNER livery P2, the Prince of Wales, which is the new build in real life that is nearly finished, hasn't finished just quite yet, but wow, that's a huge locomotive. And again, I think I know what I'm already going to run with that. That's going to be brilliant. And maybe a headboard as well. Wow, what a lineup we've got already, guys. This is brilliant. We've still got one more locomotive to go. The fourth one. Here we go. I'm already happy. I don't know what else. Wow, is that going to be Ginty? Oh, it just went over to 564. That is going to be the Great Eastern Railway Y14, the new model that, or relatively new model that Hornby have bought out. I think it was at the back end of last year. Wow, the liveries in this episode are going to look incredible. Right, guys, we're going to get into the rolling stock that I'm going to choose. Wow, I'm very excited for this. This is going to be a good session. And here they all are as a 4. And I have to say, when they're side by side, the liveries really do pop out. It just goes to show you how important a good livery is for a model train. And we're going to get into the rolling stock now that I'm going to choose for each of them. So we're going to start with the Black 5 today. That is going to run on the inside line, and as it's the only remaining LMS livery loco that I have in my collection, I thought it would only be appropriate to run 3 LMS coaches. So we're going to have a set of those running on the inside line to Cooper's Crossing. For the GER Y14, I'm actually going to be setting up quite a modest goods train. These things could pull very heavy freights, but in my collection, I've only really got 4 appropriate bits of rolling stock. And I did some prior research before deciding this, and coal was the most frequent thing that the Y14s would pull up and down their Great Eastern Railway. And I've also found a Northeastern van, which again, they would sometimes pull as well. So that is kind of it for that train, plus a BR brake van as well. So yeah, a little bit disappointing on the rolling stock front, but it's going to look fantastic in that livery nonetheless. Hook Norton Manor, I'm going to run on the outside line. And as it is a Great Western loco, also a manor, they did quite a lot of suburban passenger services on branch lines. I'm going to run my chocolate and cream set of Great Western coaches. So that's going to look really nice pulling those, especially in that livery as well. I know it's a BR livery, but that electroplate dome, the lined black, it looks fantastic with those. So yeah, gonna use them. And that leaves the P2. So as you can see, I've applied the Flying Scotsman headboard. Now, obviously this locomotive will be a preserved example of the class and a new build. However, there is picture evidence of this specific headboard being worn by Earl Marischal, number 2002, between 1934-35, and it was en route between Doncaster and King's Cross. And it was indeed pulling an LNER teak coach express, and that is exactly what we're going to go for today. I've got 6 teak coaches that we can use, so that is how many it will pull, and that is the one I'm most excited about. But we're going to get into this now. I'm really looking forward to the running session. Let's crack on. The Black 5 was waiting patiently for the 08 to arrive with its coaches. Driver Melvin Long said to his fireman Fred Poulin, "What's taking him so long today? David's never late with his shunting." Melvin leaned out the cab window and shouted for David's attention as he went past. David was concentrating too heavily at guiding the coaches into platform 2. Upon arrival, David jumped out his vehicle. Head porter Judy Cope came over to him. "Mr. Jackson," said Judy, "whatever took you so long?" "2 teenagers trespassing threw stones and smashed the glass windows," explained David. "Damn these school holidays." Judy informed signalman Alan Bailey, but before he could explain to Melvin, he had led the Black 5 off down the line. Eventually, the service was ready. The last door banged, the guard waved his green flag, and Melvin eased the Black 5 out of Queensbury Station. And this Black 5 is definitely one of my favourites to run in my home fleet. As you can see, it runs very well on second radius and third radius, which means it just has the capability to pull lots of different trains. And obviously everybody wants reliable locos to be running on their layout, no matter how complex or difficult some of the track plans are. But yeah, this one, obviously it's nice to have Eric Tracy as a preserved example for me in real life, but this one in my home fleet just does everything. So yeah, really enjoy running this model from Hornby. Now moving on to the Y14. I remember seeing this locomotive for the first time at the North Norfolk Railway in preservation, and it was absolutely chucking it down. The weather did not do this Great Eastern Railway livery justice, and when Hornby decided they were going to make a model of this, I had to get one because my pre-grouping collection really isn't very strong, and when I got this model, it actually inspired me to get a couple of others. And this model is made with quality. The colour is superb. It's made of a die-cast boiler, and it, as you can see, it just runs so smoothly. It's made with real quality. So yeah, pleasure to have one on the layout in preservation. And now we're going to move on to the GWR Manor. A quality model for sure by Dapple, and I know a lot of people had the same debate as what I did. Accurascale or Dapple, which manor do you invest in? Now, I think this version, which is made by Dapple, is definitely a more budget model compared to the Accurascale one. Obviously, the Accurascale one has more features that are a bit more of a premium, i.e. the matte effect on the smoke box and the die-cast boiler. However, personally, I enjoy this manor from Dapple because the livery looks great, the electroplate dome is awesome, and I was looking for a budget model, and to get a locomotive, a 460 locomotive in fact, for about 140 odd quid was superb, and it runs really well now. I've sorted that gauging issue out. So yeah, as it arrives at Gowfland Mount, we're going to get ready to watch the P2. Now that locomotive does have sound, so I'm not going to speak, we're just going to enjoy it. And yeah, I'll come back for the end. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching another episode of Random Running Days. And I wanted to finish by having these locomotives again in the yard because they all look phenomenal in their different liveries. So yeah, we've had a really good first 2 episodes of this series. Thank you so much for the engagement that keeps being given on this. And yeah, I'm glad lots of you are enjoying seeing these locomotives in my collection run at different times. So yeah, thanks again for your support, and I'll see you for the next one.